Hi there, I've just been watching a video with Rick Beato being interviewed by Chris Williamson, and it made me want to make a video about what he was talking about. Now, I'm really a big fan of Rick Beato. He's a great interviewer, very, very skilled guitarist, which he said once on the video that many people didn't know he was a guitarist. Well, I do know he's a guitarist. I think I knew, from a long time ago, because he's a very, very good guitarist. Now, the reason why I'm making this video, he's been interviewed by Chris Williamson, and he's talking about, he says, well, this is the title, it says, AI Bands, TikTok, Spotify and the Death of Songwriting, Rick Beato. Now, it's very different watching Rick being interviewed, and very interesting, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because of what I think of music and how my process of making music happened. Now, I'm 59, not exactly a spring chicken anymore, and I started out in music when I was 8 and played the clarinet. Now, I won't go through the whole history of it, but the basic fact is I couldn't get on stage because of my anxiety. Although even though I really wanted to get onto the stage, or I think I did want to get on stage, I don't really know. I do the usual, sort of dream about standing at the NEC, which is a big sort of arena in the area that I live, and singing in front of crowds and crowds of people, and then thinking, no, you can't do that. That just wouldn't work. So I actually kept my music under wraps. So I'd started writing songs when I was sort of 14, 15, 16, and just kept sort of writing bits and pieces of songs. Never really thought they were particularly good, but always had aspirations of, if that's the right term to use, of getting them out there. And all I ever really wanted to happen was people to listen to them. And I couldn't really let people listen to them. And that was a strange feeling, really. It's like a fear. And it's like, I think it's quite a common fear. It's sort of not really knowing whether you'd be able to sort of cope with any sort of criticism of it, and not really wanting to know the truth about it, And so I plod through life. I always do music. I've done a lot of music with other musicians as well, and I've helped them, and still not really done a huge lot with my music. Now, I mean, yes, I'm a bit old now, and it felt sort of right to... Now I've got my anxiety sort of under. I mean, I don't think I'll ever get it fully under control, but it's sort of under control. And I decided to try and get my music out. Now, there's lots of other things that have happened before what I'm going to talk about. But what Rick Beato was saying, so I won't go into too much detail, but what Rick Beato was talking about was the fact that so many musicians now sound very similar. And they're sounding very similar because they're using the same guitar plugins, the same DAWs, which is the recording sort of software. They're using the same loops, they're using the same this, same that, same the other. So that is my sort of, the thing that made my ears stick up. And I thought, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's totally right. That is why modern music sort of sounds the same. But I knew that, and when I did decide to try and record some of my music, we thought to ourselves, well, it was me and my friends basically, I thought first of all, let's try and record some of my songs. I mean, I've got probably about 70 odd songs or there ago. So we went through them. Not all of them are finished. Some of them are in sort of state of starting. And one of the problems, and I do tend to move from bit to bit, I'm afraid to say it's probably, one of the things that I do. But one of the problems that I had was when I'm on my anxiety medication, I don't, and I'm always on it really now, but I don't feel quite so creative. You'll start to write a song or start to think about writing a song, and the way that it affects your mind stops you sort of concentrating long enough to actually finish it or do something with it. Anyway, but years ago, I'd never really had this problem because I didn't really know what the problem was. So I wrote loads of songs. Now, all these songs are sitting there, and some friends of mine that I'd played in a band with years and years and years ago, nearly 40 years ago, I said, well, hang on. I'm going to go and record these songs. Now, I've got my home studio set up. That's fine. I could have recorded all of them here, but I wanted to do it properly. And it's probably in a way, in response to what Rick's saying, in a way. Now, obviously, it's not in response to what Rick's saying, because this was done in 2020. Did we do it 2022? I think we might have done it in 2022. Can't remember now, but yeah, it was 2022. But I decided that I would collect some good friends and go and record a full album live down at Abbey Road. So we're looking at, so it took quite a bit of organising, got quite a lot of pre-work done, asked all my friends to sort of input on the songs as well, so that they did their bit into the songs. And we go down to Abbey Road, we hire Studio 3, and we've got it for 2 days. So we've got 13 songs to get done. Well, I think we ended up doing about 14 actually, in 2 days. So it's pretty much what Rick's sort of saying that happened in the old school, because we had amps with microphones in front of them. We had the Beatles piano. We had a grand piano. We had the organ that was used by the Beatles and Pink Floyd. And we mixed the drums, because literally we're doing this for fun. We're doing this for, enjoyment. So I'm not really expecting to sort of get anything out of it. It was all just for the love of the music, for the love of making music. So, as I say, we're in Studio 3. We thought, hang on, what we'll do is let's try and mix the drums through the Beatles' old 4-track mixer. So we put all the drum mics through this Beatles valve sort of mixer, and then ran all that out into the new system. So it was all mixed there, and produced an album that sounded, well, I'm going to play you a track. So if you hold on till the sort of a little bit later, I'm going to play you it's the title track of my album, Some Light Shines. Now, I'd also asked a lovely young lady to come down to play the oboe, and she was also, which we didn't know at the time, fluent in the violin. So there's a little violin solo stuck in the middle of this one as well. Is this the violin solo, he asks? I think it might be. So we all had the most absolutely amazing time. On the Saturday we went down, everyone's a bit nervous. It's all sort of, where are we? And there was the Beatles and Pink Floyd and all that sort of stuff oozing out of the walls. And we're just in awe of all the sort of equipment. We'd got thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of Neumann microphones, and the best microphones we got hold of. We had a brilliant engineer down with us as well, that I'd actually been down to Abbey Road with in 2015. Absolutely amazing guy. And we set everything up, amps in cabinets, as I said, amps in little rooms, everyone's on headphones, everyone's listening to everybody. We've got the drums separately sort of recorded in a different room. I'm in a different room with my acoustic guitar and singing. And we literally go through the songs like rockets, really, because we've practiced. We know what the song's doing. We know what we're doing with them. And on the Saturday, we also had a visit from Ashley Campbell, and that was incredibly exciting and quite scary, actually, to be fair. You're at Abbey Road Studios and then Ashley Campbell turns up. And if nobody knows who Ashley Campbell is, then do a search, because she is absolutely fabulous. And her dad, Glenn Campbell, well, I'm hoping that anyone that might listen to this would know who Glenn Campbell was. And it was very surreal that she sort of walked into the studio. And I mean, I've seen her many times since, because she's sort of moved to the UK and is touring with a band, which is a duo, Campbell Jensen, and that's Thor Jensen. And he's just a virtuoso guitarist. Anyway, I'm moving away from the subject a bit. But anyway, so we're sitting in Abbey Road Studios. We're recording these things live. We're recording songs, some of which were written 40 years ago by myself. Some of them were written a little bit, earlier than that. This particular one, Some Light Shines, was probably, the one that I'm going to play now, was probably written 2010 maybe. So it's not as old, but there's quite a few on the album that actually are 30 to 40 years old. But I just would really like them to be heard. I don't know whether they're great. It's just that it would be so nice for them to be heard. I'm not trying to look for a crazy monetary, financial, anything really. It's just music. And you either love music or you love making music, or you don't. And I absolutely love making music. I haven't had the opportunity through health reasons to be able to make the music when I was a child, when I was a kid. I say child, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. And so this to me is like a sort of a launch in a way of my music. And so this track, and I'm hoping that Rick Beato, obviously he's not going to watch this, but if he did, then I think what I'm trying to say is the old ways and the way that these things are recorded doesn't have to go. There are people. I mean, there was a young drummer working with me as well. There are people that want to record in the old way. They don't want to record using AI. They don't want to use auto-tune. I don't use auto-tune. I don't use pitch correction on my voice anyway. And we try to record live, and we did. This track called Some Light Shines, it's the title album, as I said, and I really hope you like it. Now, if you don't, that's okay too. But I hope you do. Thank you very much. Here it is. Some Light Shines.
She walks around your head and tangles with some distant memories. Although you're seeing red, there's more to red than just jealousy. Some light shines on you, light shines on you, light shines must be hard to take. You know that she has everything. There's nothing left for you. But somehow you love her still. Some light shines on you. Light shines on you. Light shines on you. You in your place, but still you are beside her. Takes away your faith, and then she shines brighter still.